guys, Duane Richins, door-to-door real estate agent. Today we're going to talk about what it takes to become a successful listing real estate agent. Now, too often people think that's the easiest thing in the world to do, but in reality, it's not. You have got to be on your game and know your stuff and be able to communicate that back to the client in order for them to trust you. This is the most expensive investment they're ever gonna do. So make sure you watch all the way through because I'm gonna leave some very, very good tips that's going to help you navigate this listing process, how to find the right people, how to get them under contract, and work through the process. So number one, you have got to know where you're going to knock. So once you go out and you knock doors and you find this demographic, you're like, oh my gosh, there's tons of transition. There's a lot of different people that are moving in this area. It's pretty frequent. They're going to upgrade. That is a great place to start knocking, okay? As you knock on the door, what are some of the things that you need to have in your quiver that you're going to be able to use for details that's going to help the client then trust you? Because I want you to think about this. If you were going to go have brain surgery, would you pick the cheapest person? Would you pick the most available person? I know you're all shaking your head and going, no, it's my brain, right? Think about this. Financially, what is the most expensive transaction someone is going to make in life other than real estate? So this is a big decision. You have to come across like you know what you're doing. So a couple key factors that you need to know is you need to know what the market's doing. You need to know what homes are selling for in the neighborhood, when they sold, how long they were on the market, and then have a general idea of where the market's going to go, why they should use you to transact in real estate, how you can help them buy, how you can get them the most for their house. Because the number one thing that people want in a real estate agent is to make the most money out of their home. Now, how are they going to do that? That's where you have to come in and you have to walk them through that process of how they are going to make the most money out of their house by using you, who is knocking on their door that they don't know and that they need to trust. So it's very easy. I don't carry paperwork. I'm not going to carry a notepad and pencil. I'm not going to carry a CMA. I am going to use right here what's in my brain to portray to them and help them understand why I am the very best agent in the world. So I had a client today. I was just talking to him on the phone, and I went through a bunch of different real estate stuff that they need to understand and why, and asked them so many questions to help discover what they needed to know. At the end of our conversation, she said to me, she goes, oh my gosh, none of the other real estate agents left me feeling excited. I felt like I was in the dark and maybe I should just continue to rent. And she said, you explained so many things and helped me understand that I need to buy today and that this is the best decision I will make. You've got to do that with every client you meet. You've got to make them feel like that you are on top of your game to the point that they need to use you and there is no question why they would go with someone else or even ask anybody any other questions about real estate because you are the best. So as you ask these questions, you can go into questions like, what do you think the market's going to do? Do you think it's going to go up or down? Why? And get them to start talking to you about it. Is now the best time for you to sell your house? When would be the best time for you to sell your house? And I'm not necessarily going to ask that question, but I'm going to answer that question through other questions that allow them to reflect back on that. Because if I can get them to answer that question in their own mind through other questions I ask, they will know whether they should list today, tomorrow, in 30 days. And guess what, guys? If you're not going for the close right then, you're missing the boat. So you have got to go and help them understand that now is the best time to transact in real estate. And I'll be honest with you, I totally feel like now is the best time to transact in real estate. Why? Land is getting more scarce, okay? It's only gonna go up. If you look at over time, since 1991, the United States has gone up over 263% in equity. Why would someone not wanna take part of that equity, whether you're in a buyer's market or seller's market right now? You need to get into the market in order to make the money. Number two, if you're going to upgrade, when is gonna be a better time? Because as you sit in a $500,000 townhouse, if you wanna buy a $750,000 house, which one's gonna appreciate more at 3%? It's very common math. I'm gonna use 700, so it's very easy for us. If you say 3% appreciation rate. On a $500,000 house, it's gonna be $15,000 a year. On a $700,000 house, it's gonna be $21,000 a year. So you're losing $6,000 just in appreciation every year at a 3% rate. rate. Now, if that goes to a 10% rate, it's $40,000. No, it's $20,000, sorry. That being said, you have to help people understand what the market's doing, why it's doing what it's doing. And that's why we have crazy sellers markets right now in the United States, because there's no inventory. They're not building more homes and people are wanting to move to those areas. What's gonna happen? Even for me here in Utah, I bought a home for each one of my children. Why? Because I don't think they're gonna be able to afford a house in 8 years. Right now, condos in our area are running about $400,000. So as a newlywed couple, a college kid, whatever, can you go buy this place and pay $2,000 a month in a mortgage on going to college or a new career? No, you can't. But the cool thing is they'll have a ton of equity over the next 8 years that they then can go and buy down the rate on a new home once they get there. And they can live in this place for the next few years as newlyweds or as college kids or whatever they need to and have a lower rate. So the best time to plant a tree was yesterday. When's the second best time? Today. So people, to be the best listing agent out there, remember, you gotta know your stuff. You gotta know the market. You gotta know what the market's gonna do. You gotta know what your client wants through asking a lot of questions. You gotta be a professional. You gotta help them solve the problems that they don't know they have until you self-discover those problems for them through questions. Guys, I teach a question-based selling course that's phenomenal. And if you haven't checked that out, you need to go to my website and check that out, www.reald2d.com. And there's gonna be a bunch of other courses on there that you can take. Our coaching programs will also help you get to where you learn how to ask these right questions. But the bottom line is, get into an area where there's a lot of real estate happening, become the professional, have such a good experience that they want to have their neighbors reach out to them and then want to just give you raving reviews about how wonderful you were as a real estate agent, and then go forward. My first month, I listed 10 homes in the same subdivision. So I'm telling you, stay put in a good neighborhood, be that professional, and make them feel like you are giving them the very best experience of their lives, and then go out and repeat and do it again and again and again and again. And by the time you hit all these listings, you're going to become the expert and you will be known as the listing guru. Guys, thanks for watching today. Make sure you like and subscribe. Look forward to chatting with you more in the future and helping your business blow up. Have a great day.